Welcome back to Deep in the Heart of Texas 4-H, the official Texas 4-H podcast. Stanford and I, we are talking about something that is on the forefront of seniors' minds every year, without end, every year in 4-H and just every year as a senior in high school. So, we're going to talk all about scholarships today. Stanford, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Callie. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, so I am Stanford Course. I'm a District 1 4-H first vice president. So excited to get to serve on Texas 4-H Council this year that words can't even describe how blessed I feel to be able to be on state council this year with I love everybody on council. I love getting to be with everybody and it's great people. The best 30 kids in 4-H from across the state, I believe, and I'm just so excited to get to serve with everybody this year.
Well, Stanford, we're not alone on this podcast. We've got some exciting guests, don't we?
We sure do. So, here on this podcast today, we have Miss Bailee Wright. She is the Texas 4 H Foundation Scholarship Coordinator, and Miss Whitley Anderson, who was this past year's Texas 4 H Scholarship winner and is now working for Texas A&M. So, if y'all would please introduce yourselves.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me. Like Stanford said, my name is Bailee Wright. I work for the Texas 4-H Foundation as the program manager. And one of my roles for the foundation is coordinating the Texas 4-H Opportunity Scholarship Program. So very excited to talk about that today.
And I am Whitley Anderson. I was a 2024 Texas 4-H scholar. Was very involved in 4-H from 3rd through 12th grade, and now I have the opportunity to work with Callie for the Texas 4-H program and foundation.
And Bailee, you are a 4-H alumni as well, right?
Yes, I am. Lubbock County.
All right, all right. Well, we're glad to have y'all today. What's on everybody's agenda other than recording this podcast today?
I have kind of a busy
Oh,
day. I'm getting to work on, get ahead a little bit and work on some Giving Tuesday campaign material, as well as a
Woo.
Christmas card contest, and then some boring stuff like sending mail and some credit card reports and things like that too.
Yeah, I kind of have just a lot of computer work today too, Bailey. A busy day, but nothing outside of the confines of my laptop. So, working on some different things. I'm with you on that one. But appreciating the cool weather this morning for the third morning in a row. So, I'm in a great mood.
It was awesome.
amen.
It was, yeah. Stanford, what are you up to today?
Oh man. Well, this morning went out, took care of the chores around the place, fed some horses, fed some roping calves, did a little bit of a workout this morning, came back in and was trying to get breakfast eaten, and now I'm sitting down right here interviewing these two great people.
Nice. What about you, It?
I've got some homework. I got a poultry test I have to study for, and I plan on getting some cool stuff done for our 4-H social media pages and some other things that we have in the works.
Yeah. Well, we better wrap this up pretty quick so you can get those done. But tell us where you're in school and what your major is, Whit.
Yeah, I am a sophomore at Texas A&M, and I am a double major agricultural communications and journalism and agricultural leadership and development.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we really appreciate you guys being here. Like I said before, we're talking scholarships today. So, Bailey, this is your wheelhouse. This is what you do year round. But Stanford, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Callie. So, Bailee, I kind of want to start with you. Tell us a little bit about some of the experiences that you had in 4 H growing up in Lubbock County.
Absolutely. So I was in 4-H from third grade until my senior year of high school. So all 10 years, my main projects were swine and public speaking. That's kind of where I found my niche there and what I enjoyed the most. But when I was younger, I also dabbled in consumer education, foods and nutrition, and several judging contests. Yeah, and so I will say my very favorite memories of being in 4-H are definitely going to power camp in the mountains of New Mexico. So lots of fun memories, and it's really full circle and rewarding to get to work with 4-H members now.
Okay. Power camp in the mountains of New Mexico. That sounds quite interesting.
It was fun times for sure.
Oh man, sounds a whole lot wilder than when we do it down at the canyon. So that sounds like a pretty cool time. So, Whitley, how about you? What were some of your experiences?
Yeah, I am from Scurry County, kind of up by Lubbock, and I actually didn't move to Scurry County until I was in 6th grade. I started off in Coryell County, and they kind of helped get me rolling along in 4-H. But then I moved to Scurry County and embraced just about everything. I did food challenge. It's probably my favorite memory that I have. My team and I won nationals, so that was a really cool experience. I did a lot of leadership, so I was on my district council, county council, state council, and I also had the opportunity to intern with my county office while I was a senior in high school. So, yeah, raised me, made me who I am, and I'm so grateful for it.
So, on this podcast today, we have a whole lot of panhandle people. That's nice.
That is
Okay.
nice.
I'm holding it down for the East Texans over here.
Oh, man. Come on now. You got to love it where the wind blows. Uh, so, Bailee, how did your time and your project experiences in 4-H help to prepare you and help you achieve the current career that you're in today?
Yeah, absolutely a direct correlation there. I would say most importantly was the people I met through 4-H, the opportunities I was exposed to in high school, to get to visit different colleges and meet professors that were coming to guest speak at 4-H club meetings or livestock ambassador meetings, really made an impact on where I went to college. I ended up going to West Texas A&M and studying agricultural media and communication. And so that's a direct correlation from people that I met during my time in 4-H. And then once I got to WT, they really encouraged me to um, keep an open mind about going into extension after graduating, and they exposed me to different professionals within Texas A&M AgriLife Extension. And ultimately, I ended up being a county agent in Dallam and Hartley counties right after I graduated college. Still the most fun job I've ever had. I'm really thankful for those experiences. Then I became a district specialist, and ultimately a year ago went to work for the Texas 4-H Foundation. And I'll say it again, it's just so full circle. Scholarships were really important to my brother and I. We were both really involved in 4-H and FFA growing up, which allowed us both to receive several scholarships from stock show donors. And now I get to work with those same donors. And so I don't take that for granted. I'm very blessed and very thankful that 4-H led me to where I am today.
For sure, for sure. And I'll just say this personally speaking, whenever you were our district specialist in District 1, we all loved you. You were a great specialist, and we missed you, but we're glad that you were able to make the step that you did.
Well, that's really sweet. Thank you. I have lots of good memories from being in District 1.
Whitley, how did this scholarship and these opportunities help you determine what you wanted to do after high school?
Yeah, so I would kind of just reiterate what Bailee said, except for me, A&M was never really a place that I thought about coming to college. But I was on council, state council my junior year, and Roundup is in College Station, and throughout the year at our trainings, we have a lot of opportunities to hear from people of all different universities, but specifically A&M. And through the connections that I made on council my junior year, kind of changed my mind a little bit from being a Red Raider to maybe coming to Aggieland. And so, yeah, I would just say kind of the same thing that Bailee did. It's definitely got me to where I am. And my scholarship has allowed me to pursue my academics free of financial stress and burden. And so that's been a really, really big blessing in my life.
And we're so thankful that it brought you to Aggieland.
Me too.
Oh man, that's a complete 180 going from being a Red Raider to being an Aggie. That's
I
wow.
know. I
They,
know.
they must have had to do some crazy marketing for you to get you to want to come. That's pretty cool.
Hey, they did. They're great people here.
So, Bailee, this is a little more angled towards you. The foundation gives away around $2.9 million in scholarships every summer at Texas 4-H Roundup. So, where does all that scholarship money come from?
That's a great question. Donors. We have hands down the absolute best donors in Texas 4-H. We have about 40, what I would call our main donors that are donating anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 each year for scholarships. But in addition to that, we have lots of people who are making donations in smaller increments that go to our donor pool, and those donations add up to be maybe a $5,000 or $10,000 scholarship. But throughout the year, the Texas 4-H Foundation is constantly working with our existing donors and pursuing new donors to support these scholarships. I would be remiss not to mention the Texas 4-H Foundation Board of Directors as well. They're also a huge asset in helping us secure donors for these scholarships. And after completing my first, scholarship cycle with the Texas 4-H Foundation, I can truly say that these donors care about their scholars and they care about 4-H. And they're so excited to get to present those scholarships each summer during Roundup. So, yep, we just have a great group of donors who are constantly looking for ways to support 4-H members.
So, what would be the process of getting a scholarship? What all do you have to do to apply?
Yeah, I can give you my perspective on that. And then I think Whitley will also have a really cool perspective as a scholar. But our first step is filling out the application. Those applications will actually open November 1st. They are an online application through a scholarship portal, but very user-friendly, easy to use. And you're telling us all about your 4-H experiences. If you've ever done a record book, it'll be really helpful. It's not a requirement for the scholarship process, but it will be helpful as our application mimics that record book pretty closely. And so you're telling us about your project experiences, your leadership, your community service, awards, outside 4-H, and then there's a couple of narratives. In addition, your GPA is considered and your financial need. So after the application process is complete, we will invite a certain number of applicants back for an interview process. You get to do an interview with our judges for the year. And then after the interview process, we announce who will be getting a scholarship and which scholarship they'll be receiving. So that's kind of our process in a nutshell.
Whitley, what would be some kind of insider experience that you have from that?
Well, for one, I hope and pray that you have a record book if you were applying. I kind of had one, but it didn't have everything in it, and it definitely made my application process a little bit more time consuming because you have to go back and sort through everything that you have done in the last 4 years. If you don't have a record book, that's okay. Just be prepared to to think back. So I would definitely say that is one piece of advice. Um, if you make it to the interview process, I would say don't be scared or intimidated. I think it can be really easy for us to get nervous, especially when we know it's adults interviewing us and there's more than one person in the room. But it's one of the best interviews I've ever had. I would say it's very laid back. Not to say it's not professional and they're not expecting you to be on your A game and give your 100%. But I promise the judges are kind, and they're there to get to know you. And then just be yourself, be authentic. They're not interested in the facade. They're interested in truly getting to know you. And so as long as you're passionate about 4-H and you can talk about what you've done in 4-H, you should be good.
And I know you already kind of touched on this a little bit, but both of y'all just feel free to jump in on this. What would be your best advice for anybody even connected to applying for a scholarship? Of course, for the kids that are applying, but also for parents and agents and those that might just want to help somebody apply for this scholarship, what would you say to them?
Well, I think Whitley hit the nail on the head when she said it is time consuming. It's not an easy application process, and that's by design. We want it to be a challenging application process because it is a big deal to receive this scholarship. So my biggest piece of advice would be to start early. The application's open November 1st. Definitely start taking a look at things by that point, making your game plan, take advantage of, Thanksgiving break, Christmas break. I know fall and winter is so busy with sports and with gearing up for, Texas major stock show season. But make sure you're setting aside time to truly spend on this application process. I would also say making sure you're in communication with your county extension agent throughout the entire process. They are such a great tool and they're there to help you. Make sure you are seeking their advice and their input and not waiting until the last minute to maybe get that advice and input. Also, so many of the districts offer scholarship training opportunities for youth and for parents and for county extension agents. So just definitely reach out to your district specialist and see what those opportunities might be and just take advantage of all of those resources. I'll do one last plug, and then I think Whitley will have some more good advice as well. We've released the rules and guidelines. Those will be posted on the Texas 4-H Foundation website by October 1st. If you think you're applying this year, I would go ahead and print off that rules and guidelines packet, read it, highlight, make notes. It's a really great guide to the application process and should tell you everything you need to know and help you make that game plan. But also, like Whitley said, if you have a record book, start digging it out now. And if not, start thinking about all the things you've done in your 4-H career at this point and making a list of those things now so that when the application is released, you'll be prepared for that.
Yeah. Certainly rely on your county agent. They're there to help you. They love helping you. I'm really, really thankful for my county agent. I know that she is definitely part of the reason that I was awarded a scholarship. So utilize them. I actually got to sit through Bailee's scholarship workshop whenever she was my district specialist. So certainly also use that resource. I would say also just do it. I think that there's a lot of 4-Hers that can get scared or intimidated whenever it comes to applying because they think that maybe they haven't done the most or there's people that are better than them. I would disagree. I think we all have our own 4-H journey, and I also think that you should apply because you don't know if you'll get a scholarship unless you do that. So I would just recommend just trying it anyways.
Okay. Kind of a little bit of an off the cuff question here, but what would you say needs to be put on the written application in the narratives and in the project summaries that would make your application stand out in a field of very, very challenging applicants?
That's a great question. That's a tough question. First and foremost, I would say the basic step is, each one of those sections, whether it be the narratives or the project section or the leadership or community service, they have a prompt and they have instructions right above the question. And so I would make sure you're reading that prompt and following that to a T. But you're right, Stanford, there's a lot of applications. Last year we had 400 applications. And so you do want to stand out and make yours unique. But I think the more detail you can give us about your project experiences and maybe not just what you did, but also what you learned and what you gained from those experiences is also really important to make sure we're not just telling the judges what we did, but the impact that that had on you as a person or as a 4-H member. I think that can definitely make you stand out.
Okay. All right. So, knowing all this, even if you've got the greatest application in the state, it doesn't do any good if you don't turn it in on time. So, what are the deadlines and the timeline for the 2026 applications?
Absolutely. So our deadline to turn in to submit through the online portal is going to be February 15th by 11:59 p.m. And that is an automatic shut off. There's no deadline extension. And so that deadline is extremely important. I'm glad you asked about it. And the scholarships will open again November 1st. You have to have your FAFSA completed by the end of January. And then again, that deadline for the whole thing to be submitted through the online portal February 15th at 11:59 p.m.
Last question that I have down here, for both of y'all, what advice would y'all give to any new 4-H member that might look up to you for who you are and what you do today? And what would you say to them to encourage them to chase whatever they're going for?
Well, first and foremost, if there's 4-H members that look up to me, that's very flattering to me because some of my favorite people are current 4-H members. I could go on and on about how special I think 4-H members are. And so I don't take that lightly. If there's someone who looks up to me, thank you for that. That's flattering. My biggest advice to any 4-H member, whether they're a younger 4-H member, brand new to 4-H, or have been in 10 years and are preparing for the scholarship application, is to just take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you. You are in such a special place right now to be a member of Texas 4-H, and there are so many people rallying around you, whether that be your parents, your county extension agents, or 4-H volunteers, or even our donors who care so much about you. Just take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you right now and say thank you to those people who are supporting you.
Yeah. I would definitely say just say yes to everything. I think that sometimes we can get lost in one thing that 4-H has to offer whenever there is much, much more than that. I think every contest, every opportunity, every ambassadorship, every camp has something different to offer. So do it because you never know where it might lead you. You never know what it's going to teach you, the people that you're going to meet. Take me, for example. I changed my entire college decision. I now live 6 hours from home, and I never thought that would happen. But 4-H can do crazy things like that. And so I just think say yes, do everything because after high school, you don't really have the same opportunities like Bailee was saying, where people are supporting you and the freedom to also embrace all those things.
Wow. Good advice.
Good
That
words
was
of
good.
wisdom. Yeah. All the
Very
way
much
around,
so.
those good words of wisdom, scholarship and beyond. And I'm glad you brought up thank you notes, Bailee, because I literally yesterday saw something on social media about the fact that the younger generation right now, they're not learning how to address envelopes and write thank you notes.
No.
And well, I think you maybe just said say thank you, but my mind went thank you notes. But um and so it is a valuable skill that 4-H is known to teach, and I'm glad that we still do that.
Yes, and that's
Oh,
a side note of that too. All of our scholars still send a thank you note to their donor every semester. So if you don't know how to address an envelope, learn now.
Awesome.
that is
Well, thanks for being on today, everybody. Stanford, Bailee, Whitley. I enjoyed listening to that conversation. And Stanford, I'm assuming that you were taking notes there when it comes your time to apply for those things. So,
wow. That was so good. I think I'll remember all that because important stuff like that is not easily forgotten.
well, that's about all the time we have for today. But quick reminder, there is still time to get your junior and intermediate 4-Hers registered for Spark. That will be November 8th through the 10th at the Texas 4-H Center. It's held for those junior and intermediate 4-Hers and put on by our Texas 4-H Council. And we're going to have a blast at our Light Up Luau, aren't we, Stanford?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. We're going to be, I think the STEM people are either going to be blowing something up or shooting something in the air. I'm not entirely for sure, but I know that's going to be quite interesting. So that's your sneak
Fan
preview.
Fantastic. I love to hear that. Can't wait to just shoot a rocket in the air or something. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for being on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see y'all
Thank
next
y'all.
time.
Appreciate it.